Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell. I got to clear out the knives, trying to get extra airtime. That's how they always are. And here we are again in a static video. This is just weird, but I'm doing this because I told you guys I would, and because I kind of want to. These tradition knives, and I don't really know how much tradition this brand new knife company can have, but they've done a good job of taking a traditional handle shape that's kind of reminiscent of a lot of different knives and making a good knife out of it at a couple of different sizes and selling it at fairly reasonable prices. We'll get into all that as we go along. We've got 3 different levels of knife here on the table. We have the mini in all titanium that I've got set up for left-hand carry for $199 MSRP. We have the carbon fiber and S35VN, and this one is $150. And then we have this one, which is G10 and D2, and comes in at $70. 3.2 inches and 3.94 inches as far as blade length. These two knives are essentially exactly the same knife. They just are made out of different materials. Literally the same knife. Just different materials. That's it. This one, of course, different materials. And being a frame lock, it is a different build. Also, quite a bit smaller. So let's look at some of the details here, and we'll start with the G10 one. And I like what they're doing with the different levels. They're putting consistently the same screws in them. I don't care for the screws, to be quite honest, but they are at least consistent across the line. I think even though they look cool, that for functionality's sake, we could have went with T8s and been better off. But we've got a peel ply, light medium texture G10, a good chamfering. We've got good decent chamfering. I wouldn't say it's great chamfering, but a little bit of chamfering. Edges knocked off all around here. Just well done there. That traditional shape. Now, why do I say traditional shape? Because look at our hook here. Get a good look. And I don't have the hinderer up here on the desk, and I don't have a couple of the others that would look like that. But we've got this little divot here, and no real reason for it. Now, before you go out and claim, oh, they ripped that off of Rick Hinderer. No, they didn't. Rick has one choil. They put 2 in theirs. The shape is not the same down here, but it is a traditional knife shape. They just took some of the design cues from many of the knives, and there's more than just a hinderer. Many of the knives that have the what you guys would call thumb studs as blade stops in the blade, which is actually kind of cool. They didn't take advantage of it, but many times you can do that and put a logo in there, a blade hole in there, and it looks really cool. And we are flat ground. We're good and thin behind the edge on these. And let's see if I can find some of that paper. I don't have any of the really crappy paper I used to have that we did this with, but we do have some paper, and plenty sharp as far as I'm concerned. Well, we got the paper up here. We'll get the other 2 out and just do this so that we don't have to redo it for all 3 of them. So out of the box sharpness, good. Thickness behind the edge, we measured all of them on a live show, and we're all right around 20 thousandths. So they have got that straightened out. Very nice knives. What we looked at on this one, everything here is the same whenever we go to this. We just go to a carbon fiber, and it is carbon fiber. It is not a peel ply or a sticker or any of those things. Whenever you pay for the carbon fiber with these guys, you are actually getting carbon fiber. Lockup on this one, very good. Action on this. There you go. And you say, oh my goodness, well, that's the more expensive one. Well, happens this not quite the same, but pretty much the same. They've got more lock bar tension set on this one, but just really good, guys. Pocket clips that they're using. Deep carry, fold over, a little high right here, I think, but you know, that's arguable depending on the type of pants you're wearing. And now let's look at the big dog that's just actually the small one. And here's why this knife is important. Generally, whenever you go into knife design, you design this guy first, the big one. Why? Because it's a heck of a lot easier to get the ergonomics right on this big knife. See how my hand lays in the big knife? I've got medium large hands, and chances are, unless you've got really, really small hands or really, really big hands, this knife is going to be fine in your hand. And that's a fairly easy target to hit. Now, whenever you get to this size, 3.2 inches, it's only 0.8 inches smaller, right? Oh, it makes a huge difference. My goodness. Now, see. Look here. Makes a huge difference. And somehow they pulled it off. Medium large hands. Very nice. I kind of want some sort of traction up here. So a little bit of jimping or crosshatch or something. But it's actually not too bad. I would be fine with, in fact, I am fine with it. I've carried this little knife quite a bit and used it a lot. You can see there on the blade, there's some ick on the blade from where I've been using it. Action-wise, very nice. I'm being kind of careful there. I cut the crap out of myself on somebody else's knife earlier today whenever it guillotined me. Same design, though, all the way across. One little touch that they do here is they put Artisan Cutlery. Engrave it into the backspacer. Some people are going to whine, throw fits, and, you know, hair turn on fire and everything else. I think it's a nice touch. I think it's actually a really nice touch to do it simply somewhere where you're not going to have it in your face. And very just, I don't know, I just like it. You guys can flame me in the comments for liking that, and I don't care. So the three of these knives, did I find any problems with them? No. I carried them a lot. We're going to stick them in the pocket as we go here. I am going to talk one little bit about one of the knives and one of my minor complaints. Whenever you put the big one in the pocket, man, that is almost perfect. Got a little bit showing. You know, got plenty of room under it. You can put that knife in any pair of jeans or pants you got, unless you got, you know, like some freaking hiking in the Himalayas pants or something. That may not work, but any type of somewhat normal work pants, you're good to go. Same thing with the G10. It's the same pocket clip. And this one I've carried quite a bit. I know it works fine. Got a lot more knife sticking out, but I've been carrying it as a left-handed knife, and I actually like that. It's worked well. And the problem, the thing I wanted to bring up, this one has something near 80% lockup or so. May even look like more than that on the camera. In fact, it does on the camera screen. But I haven't had any problems with it. But it is a lot of lockup, and it does cause for a lot more lock bar tension. That's something that should have been caught in final Q&A. And this knife should probably have not made it out. And those are things that Artisan Cutlery has to learn. It's not things that they just automatically know. And, you know, now that I've talked about them, I'll tell Russell about it, and they'll have learned it. You know, by contrast, there's the same knife, just with S35VN and carbon fiber. And it's got much more reasonable lockup. Now, the one thing that these are channel, or maybe these aren't. No, These are not channeled out, and they weigh in at just over, right around 6 ounces. Didn't seem to be a problem for me carrying them around. However, I have been told, and you may want to call Artisan and check with them on this, but I think I remember being told that they were going to start skeletonizing the liners. So that's a great thing. They're listening. They didn't skeletonize anything inside this knife either, but it doesn't weigh enough to matter. It's 3.35 ounces. But, it would be nice to see it on something like this. So I've heard that they're going to start doing that. But if you're concerned about the weight and concerned about those things, you may want to call Russell over at Artisan Knives before you order one. Overall, though, they're doing a good job. They're learning fast. I remember seeing and hearing their first round of knives, and nobody was happy with them. And I was like, whew, I'm messing with them. But Russell caught me over at Blade Show West and decided he wanted to send some knives over here for us to look at. And I'm glad he did, because what I'm seeing here are the beginnings of something great. They're already darn good and well priced. But if they continue going this direction, we've got another contender on our hands. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you, hopefully live, next time.